Hi, Father Ray here with Tara, and we're here to talk about something very, very special that you're preparing for. You're preparing for the sacrament of reconciliation, to receive your first reconciliation. Now, normally I come to all the classrooms to talk to you about reconciliation and answer your questions, but we can't do that this year. So we're doing this virtually, all right? So I usually normally ask you, as you're getting ready for your first reconciliation, how do you feel? I wonder, are any of you scared? If you're scared, are you scared? Well, you don't have to be scared, all right? Because this is not a bad thing. This is a good thing, and you don't have to be scared. Father Mark and I, who will hear your first confessions, we will help you and walk you through it. So you don't have to be scared, all right? Now, you can be nervous. Nervous is okay, but it's the first time you've done this. It's going to be nervous, but Father Mark and I will really help you for your first reconciliation and walk you through it. Now, reconciliation is about telling Jesus that you're sorry for your sins, something we've done wrong. So we tell Jesus we're sorry, and Jesus tells us that he forgives us. Now, sins are not accidents, right? We're not talking about an accident. We're talking about something you did that's wrong, and you ask Jesus to forgive you, and Jesus will forgive you. But an accident, but not accidents. Accidents like if you have a glass of milk and you drop it, right? Mm-hmm. That's an accident, right?
Yes.
That's not a sin, right?
No.
You don't have to tell Jesus sorry for that. Or if you have a glass of milk and you take it, just throw it down like that.
That's a sin.
That's a sin.
Yeah.
That's the type of thing you tell Jesus you're sorry for, right? Or if you have a fight with your brother and sister, you tell Jesus you're sorry for that. So the type of things we're going to tell Jesus we're sorry for when we come to our first reconciliation, all right? So we have some questions here. Tara has some questions you might have that I'm trying to answer to help you get ready for the sacrament.
Like Father said, my name is Tara. I've been a catechist here with St. Francis for about 30 years. Things are a little different this year. We're doing things at home and with the help of St. Francis this year. So you might see me in a couple of videos this year to help you along with Father Ray and the staff here at St. Francis. So again, talking to you a little bit about our sacrament of reconciliation. Father, maybe you could answer my question about, are there going to be any changes this year in how we do our reconciliation?
Well, we're going to try and do things differently. I think we're going to do everything out of the confessional this year.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Or we that may be one of the changes, all right? Or you might still be able to be in the reconciliation room behind the screen to the priest. But if you don't, there'll always be another priest out there, and when you go to confession, if it's not in the reconciliation room, there will be two chairs facing each other, and there will be a clear screen between you and the priest. So there'll be something between you and the priest. So, and that's for sure. And we may have everybody go that way. I'm not sure yet. Okay. Or you might be able to still use the reconciliation room like normal, but you'll be behind you'll be on one side of the screen, the priest will be on the other side of the screen. So, right?
Okay, and that was very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Again, since I can't walk my students through the reconciliation room, can you tell us a little bit about, there's a light that's on the reconciliation room. Can you tell us what the red light and the green light means?
A red light means there's somebody in there, and the green light means there's nobody in there and you can go in.
Okay,
right? Okay.
That's very helpful.
Right.
Thank you. We go to, you already answered that. We go to reconciliation face-to-face or behind the screen. Mm-hmm. So you said there will be the option between going face-to-face or behind the screen that everybody likes.
You can choose which one you want to go to.
Okay, very good. Could the priest tell my mom and dad what I've told you?
That's a good question. People worry about that. Will the priest tell your mom and dad or your teachers what you said? Absolutely not. No. Whatever you say to the priest when you go to reconciliation, the priest cannot tell anybody what you said. Nobody. Not your mom and dad, not your teachers, not the bishop who
Mm-hmm.
calls me. We cannot tell anybody. And if a priest tells somebody what you said in confession, you know what happens? He gets fired. He gets fired for doing that. So no, we will not tell anybody what you said.
Okay, very good. Now, it's my choice if I could tell my mom and dad.
If you want to tell your mom and dad what you said, you can do it. You can tell your mom and dad what you said, but I can't.
But Father cannot tell your mom and dad. And a lot of times Father hears so many confessions that Father's not going to remember what I said as opposed to what you said or your friend said.
That's true. A lot of people find that hard to believe, but no. Actually, we forget. We don't remember what everybody said. We don't.
Yeah. And that's between you and God.
That's right, between you and God. Actually, you're telling God that you're sorry for your sins. Yeah, the priest is just sitting there in the place of Jesus. So, but you're really telling him, not the priest.
Now, does God truly forgive me for my sins when I go to reconciliation?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything your sins are truly forgiven by God when you go to reconciliation. Yes,
Okay.
they are.
Okay, very good. Can you explain, 2 questions here. There are things that we're learning about this year called a mortal sin and a venial sin. Can you explain that a little bit for students?
There's a difference. Yeah, the mortal sins and venial sins are little things that you do that most all of us do from time to time. Just little things that are wrong. A mortal sin, it comes from a Latin word meaning death. Meaning it's mortis. So a mortal sin is something really serious that you've done. Not the little things like hitting your brother and sister. Those aren't mortal sins. Those are what we call venial sins, little sins. Mortal sins are really big things that are really wrong. You won't commit mortal sins.
Yeah.
So your sins will be venial sins.
The big example that I've used with my students in many years is the biggest example of a mortal sin is killing somebody. And we don't ever take a life. That is not.
We don't take a life.
Yeah.
Right. So.
What is a penance, Father?
A penance?
Yes.
All right. Well, penance, the priest who hears your confession will ask you as a sign of your sorrow, to show you're sorry, the priest will ask you to go back outside and then say a prayer of some sort. So that's called a penance. That's to show that you're sorry for your sins. You do a little something extra to show you're sorry for your sins. That's called the penance, and that'll be the prayer the priest asks you to say.
Could a penance also be doing something, really helpful or nice around my house to show that, or do something for others?
It could be. I've asked people to do something as a penance. So it could be. The priest might say, well, since you disobeyed mom and dad, help with the housework, or, make sure, or if they say, I don't do my chores, do your chores, make your bed or whatever. So a penance might be doing something as opposed to saying a prayer.
Okay, very good. And can you explain a little bit to our students how easiest maybe to do an examination of conscience if they're struggling to maybe come up with some ideas of, they're like, well, this might have just been an accident, or how to decide what they need to tell you.
All right, okay. Well, an examination of conscience, which Tara's referring to, is when you sit and think and pray about all the things you've done, to examine your conscience. That's your thoughts here, and say, what have I done? So an examination of conscience helps you recall the things you've done that you want to confess. I think probably we'll have an examination of conscience for them.
Yes.
That for them. So you'll be given there'll be a little piece of paper with some prayers on it, and on that paper you're going to get will be an examination of conscience, and it'll ask you some questions. Did you do this? Did you pray? Did you obey mom and dad? Did you fight with your brothers and sisters? So it'll have a series of questions on there. So if you read all those questions on the examination of conscience, it'll help you go to confession. As you read over the questions, say, yes, I did that. No, I didn't do that. Yes, I did that. Then if you read over the examination of conscience, it'll help you prepare to come to the sacrament.
Okay, very good. I think that pretty much sums up some of the things that my students and other classmates have come up with. Over the years, if parents or students have any questions, I think they can contact St. Francis.
Contact us at the Faith Formation Office, or with specific questions. Come Father Mark or myself. We can answer specific questions. And if not, we're ready for you. We're ready to hear your confessions. We'll see you on that day to hear a confession.
Yeah, I'm so proud of all of these students.
All right.
Each and every year.
Right.
Thank you very much. Have a great day and happy Thanksgiving to everybody.